This is Israel's third day of raiding the Al-Shifa hospital in northern Gaza, and they say they're doing this because Hamas fighters have regrouped there and are using it to launch attacks. There's about 30,000 people sheltering in this hospital, the largest hospital in Gaza. Many of them have been displaced. On Wednesday, Israel said that they killed dozens of Hamas fighters, that they arrested about 350 suspects around the area, and that they found weapons inside the hospital, including guns, machine guns, as well as grenades. One person who was in the hospital sheltering there told reporters that he saw Israeli soldiers handcuff people, blindfold them, strip them down to their underwear in some cases, and take some people away. Israel has long accused Hamas of using hospitals as well as fighters as shields. This is something that Hamas has denied. While this is all going on in the north of Gaza, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to plow ahead into the southern city of Rafah, where he says the remainder of the Hamas groups are operating.
As we are preparing to enter Rafah, we are continuing to operate with full force. We are continuing to operate in Khan Yunis, in eliminating and capturing senior Hamas officials, as we have just done in Al-Shifa, and in eliminating hundreds of terrorists.
Netanyahu hasn't given a timeline for when he plans to go into Rafah, but he has said that there are plans to evacuate the some 1.5 million people who are sheltering there into what Israel's calling these humanitarian islands, these humanitarian enclaves. But it's really unclear where people are supposed to go. I spoke to a woman named Layan. She and her family have been displaced multiple times. They're in Rafah. She said she's about 1 kilometer from the sea. Everyone is terrified that if Israel does come in, they don't know where they're going to move to. Also, on Wednesday, the State Department in the United States said that Antony Blinken was expected to come to Israel at the tail end of his 6th Mideast tour. He's first going to visit Saudi Arabia and then Egypt, and is expected to arrive in Tel Aviv on Friday. Tensions have been rising between Israel and the United States over Israel's handling of the war, particularly the surging civilian death toll. It's been getting worse in recent days because Netanyahu is vowing to go into Rafah, something the United States has said they absolutely do not agree with. The United States has asked Israel to send a delegation to D.C. to discuss alternative options for going into Rafah. Now, this trip by Blinken is expected to discuss getting more aid into Gaza, the reconstruction of Gaza after the war, and crucially, the hostage talks and the ceasefire talks that are ongoing in Qatar. On Tuesday, Qatari officials said they were cautiously optimistic about the talks, but others are a bit more skeptical. I spoke to hostage negotiator Gershon Baskin. He said that he's not sure Netanyahu is serious about these talks. He said if he was, he would have sent the team in with a wider mandate. They've gotten in with a more limited mandate. And he said that the talks shouldn't take weeks, but rather days. Sam Mednick with the Associated Press for CGTN in Jerusalem.